Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for returning, and if you are new, thank you for subscribing. In this video, I'll be sharing with you guys a little example of what not to do with starter locks, and I'll be using my client as an example. I've been sharing her journey with you guys. If you haven't seen the first few months of her journey, definitely check it out. They're all on my channel. But this photo here is supposed to be a retwist that someone did for her. She wasn't able to get to me for this appointment, so she went to someone who was closer to her, and this is what they did as a retwist or maintenance on her baby locks. And I was a little appalled, but I'm not the one that bashes other people, but I will use this as an example to show you guys what to do with baby locks, starter locks, how to properly maintain them, because I do see this a lot. This particular stylist is not the first one I've seen. However, I was so appalled by it, and so was my client. She was charged too much for this, and the stylist pretty much laughed at her for not wanting to use gel and use gel anyway. So I'm gonna show you guys just what it looks like with someone who used gel and doesn't understand what they're doing in terms of maintaining starter locks, and someone who does not use gel. Well, per her request, I don't use gel, and it came out the way it's supposed to, in my opinion anyway. So here is them side by side, with gel, without gel. You be the judge. But to start with, a lot of you wanted to see her hair before I washed it, so here's some clips of her hair before I washed it. She is currently 6 months locked. Once again, if you want to see her starter coils and all of that, that is on my channel. I'll probably link it here in this video. But this is actually 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks after her hair was freshly retwisted by the person she went to. So we're just gonna wash it out, try to wash the gel out as much as possible before doing her hair the correct way. And a lot of you wanted to see how I wash her hair, or how I wash baby locks, starter locks, etc. And her locks have come a long way since coils, but I'm gonna show you guys anyway how I do it. And basically there's nothing special, there's no magic to it. I just run my hands in a circular motion. That way I'm reinforcing that friction that keeps your hair locked, which is how I wash freshly installed starter locks. I wash it in a circular motion, then I go in to the roots to really get into the roots and scrub them really clean. But I don't neglect the actual hair. I still lather the hair. Baby locks / starter locks, you will have some unraveling. That is the process that locks go through. They open up and they close back up. They open up, they close back up until they form that matrix that they're gonna form to create or form your locks. So don't be afraid to wash your hair. She started washing her hair 2 weeks after her starter coils. I've heard people go 6 months, even more than 6 months, because they were afraid the coils were gonna come out. That's disgusting. Please wash your hair. It's a huge misconception that a lot of people perpetuate. Please wash your hair. So once again, she washes her hair every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. She is now 6 months locked. So that's 12 washes in 6 months. So I went back in with a second shampoo to make sure I got her hair really clean. My standard is 2 shampoos. However, I really wanted to get a second shampoo in because she had a lot of gel in her roots from the previous stylist. And to clarify, I've been maintaining her hair since I started them. This was just a one-time thing, and it didn't prove to be so good. And I also told her, definitely try other stylists. Don't feel like she has to stick with me. However, find someone of quality, find someone that's gonna do what she wants in terms of her wishes when it comes to the health of her hair and what products, her minimalistic ideals when it comes to her hair. Of course that didn't happen, but I'm saying it so you guys can hear it also. And this is her hair after the wash. As I said, it's come a long way. Her hair is so beautiful. She has 227 of them. And a lot of stylists do get lazy when they see people who have a lot of locks or long locks. They get lazy and they cut corners. And I'm going to show you some examples of that as I go through her hair. It's horrible, but I'm glad she let me use her as a cautionary tale for you guys. This right here is gel already. This is Jamaican mango and lime locking gel from one use. From one use. And there it is. I make sure to scrub the edges when I wash people's hair more than anywhere else, and it still stayed there. So we're gonna proceed to retwisting her hair, and I mentioned this in most of her videos. I use a comb because she likes her hair very neat, so I use a comb. As you can see, the residue from the Jamaican mango and lime is still in her hair. And when you this is the thing with gel, when you are using gel, or if you're trying to get gel out of your hair, it's gonna take a lot of washes to get the gel out. A AVC rinse won't get it out with one rinse. It'll get most of the debris and all that out, but when it comes to the gel, it's gonna take some washes to get it out. And it's crazy to see how much of it is in one lock, and she actually has really small locks, so it's crazy to see how much of it is still in there from one use. As I said, when it comes to gel and waxy things getting caught in your locks, there's not much you can do, but try to detox your hair and continue to wash it. And the most important part is to stop using what is causing the buildup. Okay, now moving on to the correct way to retwist starter locks when you or baby locks, starter locks or baby locks. Either way, this applies to both. When you retwist, you not only retwist the root, but you also get all those stray hairs and wrap them around that lock, or you can palm roll. I choose to wrap around the lock, and sometimes I'll even give it a palm roll if I feel like it needs it. But the point is, you're trying to train the locks to do what they're supposed to do. You're trying to give them help to lock. Your hair is going to lock regardless, of course, we know that. But if you're someone who wants to maintain neatness, you want to maintain retwist and all that, this is what you have to do. You can't just retwist the roots and go. It's gonna come back to bite you, and your hair won't look that great. So yeah. And here's an example of stylists cutting corners. This person probably got up to right there and was like, girl, I'm tired, you got too many locks. And she took it upon herself to put two of them together without consulting the client or making her aware. She had quite a few of those in her head where two locks were just wounded together, just magically, you know. But of course I took them apart and continued retwisting as normal. But I'm just showing this not to bash the stylist. I'm not even going to say who the stylist is. I didn't even ask her who it is because I didn't want to know. But this is just to show you guys, you have to really be careful who you let in your hair. I know in some places it's hard to find somebody who can do locks, but you still have to be very careful. I would rather learn on my own than go and chance with anybody, you know. But there are some very good stylists out there, and you just have to be diligent in finding them, because people get in people's heads and do things like this. They lack integrity. They combine your locks because they're tired of retwisting it. They use products you say you don't want to use. I digress. But yes, I'm just retwisting her hair as normal, and as I always say, I don't do anything that anybody else cannot do, if that even makes sense. But yes, what I'm doing, I'm just gathering up all the hairs that are for that section, making sure they are respective to that section that goes with the locks, and taking all the stray hairs, all the fuzzies, and I'm wrapping them all around. And here's some more example. Here's more example of the gel being stuck in the lock. And also, clip placement is very important when retwisting baby locks or starter locks. You can't place the clips at the root and leave the rest. You have to place the clips either mid shaft or the end of the lock, or both. And this is just for the retwisting purposes. You can't leave it in too long either, because you don't want to alter the shape, the natural shape the lock is going to take. And here is another magically joined lock there that I will have to separate. And here's the finished product. This is after retwisting and 30 minutes under the dryer on medium. And as you can see, this is what it's supposed to look like. It's not perfect, but at the same time, it was done correctly. The hair was placed where it was supposed to be placed. The hair was maintained, I should say. It was actually maintained. So here's the finished product. No gel was used to retwist her hair. No type of hold product. No heavy wax, nothing. Her hair was just moisturized after washing and retwisted. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've included some pictures to recap this video, to recap her results from this retwist, and also show you guys the previous retwist that is the example of what not to do to your baby locks / starter locks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Pedley, for letting me share the footage, and I will see you guys in her next update. Once again, if you haven't seen her other ones, go back and watch them so you can get some context on her journey and where she is and how far she's come. See you guys later.